Welcome to the Views Unfolded podcast. The holidays are just around the corner, such as Christmas and New Year's, and these are not easy times for everyone. For some, these are the best days of the year. They get to celebrate with the people they love, their family. But for others who have restrained relationships to their family or don't have any close people in their life, this might be one of the loneliest times of the year. And so, in this holiday special, I want to dive deeper into what these times can mean for you and for others, and what is the mindset perhaps that we should have going into such times. So, this episode will be about family relationships. What is a family? Why is it so important? How do we define the relationships that are closest to us? And what people actually matter in your life? So, family. For most people, it might mean their parents, their siblings, and their partner. For others, it might be a family that they've chosen. It might not be their biological family. Some choose to call their friends a family. And so this time of year, we usually feel either obligated to spend the time with the family or we choose to. Some might miss their family this season. Some might wish they didn't have to meet them. And some might simply enjoy this time and the quality time that they get with their people. As you grow older, you realize that those that you call your family are those who actually matter in the end and those who you should prioritize. Whether it's your biological family, one that you didn't pick but have a good relationship to, or a family you've built with your partner, even if it's just the two of you, or even a close circle of friends who you may have known for many, many years and they've become your priority, and so have you. So, being independent in this life is crucial, and knowing how to be in your own solitude is crucial. Working on yourself, being able to spend time alone, and all of that is still very valid. But you come to a point where you realize that you actually do need people in your life. Even if you're fully capable of being alone, even if you feel good being alone, you always need that support system, the emotional support system, the people you can lean on and trust, the ones that you know that can show up for you and be there for you no matter what you're going through. That's who you actually call your family. And that's why some dynamics can be very difficult because it's difficult to set boundaries within a family and what to expect and all of that, which we have been talking about a little in the last episode. And this kind of ties the knot on all the episodes that we've had this far. We have our friends, we have ourselves, our partners. But at the end of the day, it's always the family that you create that will matter the most to you. And again, to be clear, it doesn't have to be that it's your biological parents or siblings. It is simply a group of people or one person that you have gone through your whole life with or a majority of your life with, and you know that you can count on them and they can count on you. And these are the people that you want to be close to when it's Christmas or it's New Year's Eve. These are the people you remember their birthdays, and they remember yours, and they're the ones who buy you a cake and organize your birthday dinners or parties. Or so I think it's very important that we don't forget that we actually do need people in our lives. We are not lonely creatures. We should be able to be lonely and be alone and survive and still be okay, but it shouldn't be our natural state. That's why we always crave for community. We always crave to meet people, go out, even in our loneliest days. It's very natural to have this craving in you to have people that you care about, people who you can call, people whose voice make you happy after a rough day, even if you don't share your problems with them. Just being able to speak to them and know that they are well makes you happy. So just because we are able to be alone and in our solitude and enjoy it doesn't mean that we have to push everybody away and that we have to cut all our ties to the people who are closest to us. We might have to redefine some relationships and set boundaries in them, but at the end of the day, these are people that you want and need in your life. These are the ones that you call your family. For some, this time might be very difficult because they're forced to spend time with the family they didn't choose, with the family they were raised with, and who they perhaps don't have a very good relationship to, but they're forced to go spend the weekend, go spend Christmas and New Year's with them. And it might be a very difficult time. You might feel obligated to and don't want to let them down, even though you're hurting yourself. And perhaps there are other people who you'd rather spend your holidays with, who you think is more important, but you have this guilt. But is it something, except for guilt and feeling obligated to spend time with your family, that is drawing you towards them? Is there something that can be repaired? Or is it something that you need to leave as is and move on with your life and maybe just spend the times that you have to spend with them? But are you then building the relationships that are solid and important to you with other people instead? Because that's what I'm trying to convey here, that we have to have people that matter to us. So if you do have a difficult relationship to your family, your biological family, then don't let that take up all the room in your life for the word family. Perhaps you're able to build other relationships that are stronger and healthier and better. But just because you have a family that are taking up the title doesn't mean that you cannot make your own family. So just think about that for a moment. The importance of others in your life, the importance of not just being alone, not just putting all your effort into your career or friends who don't really matter and leaving everything else that does on the side. Because many people might even have a very, very healthy family, but somehow they're getting caught up in their career, not being able to spend the time that they want to spend with their family, and just prioritizing everything else. So, this time for those people might be very special because they finally get to leave everything aside and spend the time that they want with their loved ones. But at the same time, we cannot let only the holidays be the days that we focus and prioritize our closest people. We have to make room for that in our daily lives. We have to make sure that we are not leaving the people that matter to us behind just because we're choosing work and we're choosing to go out with friends who would forget about you tomorrow if they found something else. In other cases, your partner becomes your new family. So then that should become your true priority. Again, leaving aside things that don't matter and actually choosing to nourish and cherish the relationships that are the most important to you. Again, with everything that we've said before, with setting boundaries, being able to take care of yourself, loving yourself first and everything, but loving the people that you love the most is also loving yourself. It is loving yourself because it means that you are prioritizing spending your time with things that actually matter to you and not spending your time with unnecessary activities, unnecessary people. So, this holiday, we should truly reflect on who we choose to spend our time with. Are we spending too much time neglecting people we love? Are we spending too much time with people who are not deserving of that time? Are we being good enough to those who need us the most? And when I say need, again, it doesn't mean that they need something from you. It can be as simple as hearing your voice and their day will be better, just like you hearing their voice will make your day better. So don't forget to cherish the relationships that you have. Build new, strong foundations with people who you choose, your partner, if it's the right person for you, of course. Reflect on if you do have a difficult relationship to your family, is it something that can be mended? Or is it something that you cannot let take up the title family so much anymore, which doesn't let you then build a family by yourself? Make sure that even if you don't have anyone right now in your life, reflect and think about it. Are you pushing away people because you're scared? Are you trying to manage everything alone? Why is the reason that you feel like this right now? And how can you choose a family in the future? How can you build that perhaps with your partner, your future partner, or where can you find those values? How can we make sure that we are not isolating ourselves and being in the mindset of trying to do everything alone? How can we work on choosing better people in our life? How can we work on prioritizing the people in our lives? Building memories that matter and not taking the time for granted, but truly having it in the back of your head every day that what am I spending my days on? What mark am I leaving? Because at the end of the day, the mark that we truly leave in this world is the memories we built with others, the kind words that we said to someone. Those are the people who will remember us. Those are the people who will speak about you. Nobody will remember all the work you did at your job, how many hours you spent there. And nobody's gonna talk about, oh, you were drinking so much with those friends. You were out every Friday and having fun, you know? Of course, that's a part of life. It's also fun, but try to think about what you're leaving behind. These moments, these memories of your holidays, who are you spending them with? Are you happy? Are you happy with the people who's around you? How can you choose better? Sometimes we have to play the cards that we've been dealt, of course. But is there something that you can do to improve that hand of cards? Can you play it better? Always look inwards, always reflect. What is your role in something? What is your role in your family, in the choices that you've made along the way? If you know that you don't have anyone or you don't have a family that I'm speaking about. And then again, try to reflect on what you can do to build strong relationships in your life. And are you being open enough for people to come into your life? If you are lonely today, it doesn't mean that you're always going to be lonely. And it's okay if you're yearning for that connection, if you're searching for it. You shouldn't feel bad for it because it's natural. It is and should be the most important thing in our life. There was a study done on what made people happy in this world, in this life. It wasn't money, it wasn't all the places you visited. It was the relationships that you've built that mattered in your life. The mark you left on other people, the mark they left on you. Building strong, reliable relationships was what made people the happiest and still is. So think about it. Take this holiday to truly think about how you want to cherish your people or how you want to find people that you can call your family and how you're going to build your own family. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this made sense to you and don't hesitate to reach out. This will be the last episode for this year and I'm looking forward to 2025. So, Merry Christmas to you who celebrate and Happy New Year's to everyone.